Hi, in this tutorial we will discuss about servlets. Servlets are generally used to create the web applications. Servlets resides at server side and generates dynamic web pages. First, let us see what are the advantages of using servlet. The main advantage of using servlet is multi-threading. That is, the web container creates multiple threads for handling multiple requests that comes for any servlet. When we are discussing the concept of servlets, we'll be using few terms like web container, web server, content types. We'll discuss in detail about these terms later. First, let's understand the advantages of servlets. The main advantage of servlet is multiple threads. For handling every single request that comes for any servlet, the web container creates a thread. Before the servlet concept is introduced in Java, there are many other technologies used for creating web applications. One of the most common technology is CGI, that is Common Gateway Interface. This is developed using C++ and Perl scripting. In this technology, for handling every incoming request, a process is created. We know the advantages and disadvantages of process and threads. Threads have more benefits when compared to process, and the application that is developed using threads gives better performance when compared to the other applications. And the servlet shows better performance, and this is portable because servlet is developed using Java language, whereas CGI is developed using C++ and Perl scripting and platform dependent languages, whereas Java is platform independent language and it is portable. And other advantage of using servlet is robust. The other two challenges that we generally face while developing any web application is we need to handle the memory leaks and we need to handle the garbage collection. But in the case of servlet technology, so these things can be automatically taken care with the help of JVM. And servlet is more secure when compared to other applications because servlet is developed using Java language. When compared to C++ and Java, Java is more secure. Before understanding the servlet, we should know about few basic terms. One is HTTP. This is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So let us see first what is HTTP. HTTP is the protocol that allows web servers and browsers to exchange the data over the web, and it is a request response protocol. We already know about protocol. Protocol is nothing but some set of rules for exchanging the data over the web between web server and the browser applications. HTTP defines some set of rules and it is a request response protocol. What is a request response protocol? Client will send a request. So sending a request is nothing but we are not going to send any email or we are not going to send any courier to get something back from the server. Sending a request is nothing but we'll just hit the URL in the web page. For every web application, to access every web applications, we need to know the URL of that web application and we'll hit the URL in the browser window. That is nothing but we are sending a request. So based on the incoming request, the response object will be created at server side and that will be sent back to the client again. So HTTP is the form of a request response protocol, and the main important property of HTTP is it is a stateless protocol. So later on we will understand in detail what is a stateless protocol. So first let's understand the important HTTP request methods. One is the GET. So this method is used to get the resource that is present at any specific URL, and another one is POST. So this is almost similar to GET request only, but we'll add some extra information in the body content. And another one is head. So this is generally used to retrieve the header part. And trace, this is generally used for testing and troubleshooting. And then put, if we need to put any resource at any specific URL, then we use this method. And then delete, to delete any resource that is present at any specific URL, we'll call this delete method. And then options, so this method will give you the list of HTTP methods available. So these are some common HTTP request methods that we use for exchanging the data. if we want to get some information from the web server, or else if we want to send some content, then we can call the corresponding method of the HTTP. And then we will discuss what is a container. Container is nothing but it's a runtime environment for Java EE. We already know about JRE, Java Runtime Environment. So that is nothing but for executing any Java applications, a specific runtime environment is defined. Container is nothing but it's a runtime environment for executing the Java EE applications. Container is responsible for performing many operations, like container is responsible for lifecycle management, and container is responsible for multi-threaded support like thread pooling, and these all tasks will be taken care by container. And container is responsible for providing the security. And then server. Server is nothing but it can be defined as a running program or software that provides services. So there are generally two types of servers. So one is a web server and another one is the application server. So first let us see what is a web server. So web server generally contains both web or the servlet container. Web server is generally used for servlet, JSP, struts and JSF, etc. It cannot be used for EJBase. EJBase is another Java technology for developing the distributed applications. This is enterprise Java beans. But web server cannot be used for developing EJBase. Web server is used only for developing front-end technologies like servlet, JSP, struts, JSF, etc. These are some examples of web server, that is Apache Tomcat and Resin. And let us see what is application server. So application server contains both web and EJB containers. That means using application server we can develop web applications as well as EJB applications. It can be used for developing servlets, JSP, struts, JS and EJB also. The example of application servers are these things: JBoss, and this is open source from JBoss community. Next one is Glassfish. This is provided by Sun Microsystems, which is now acquired by Oracle. Then WebLogic. This is provided by Oracle and this is more secure. And next one is Web Server. This is given by IBM. And let us see what is content type. Content type is also called as MIME type, that is multi-purpose internet mail extension. It is a HTTP header that provides the description about what you are sending to the browser. If you are sending something to the browser, then we need to mention which type of information we are going to send to the browser. So that is described with the help of this MIME types. We have different MIME types. So let us see few of them. Text or HTML. This is the default content type. If we do not mention any content type, this is the default one. To set the content type in HTTP servlet response, we have a method called setContentType and will pass any of these content type in the form of a string as a parameter to the setContentType. If we do not call setContentType and if we do not set any parameter value for any parameter for the setContentType, this is the default one. Text or HTML is a default content type. Next one is text or plain, application or MS Word. If we want to upload any Word document, then we can set the content type as application or MS Word. And then if we want to send any Excel sheet, then we use this. And if we want to upload any jar file, then this is the content type we need to set. And then PDF, if we want to send any PDF, then this is the content type we need to use. And then Octet or Stream, and then Zip, and then JPEG, and then QuickTime. So these are all the different content types we have.